Welcome everyone to this video. I'm John Jardin from Agilit-e, and today I'm going to show you how to install Homebrew on your operating system. So before we get started, and for those who don't know what Homebrew is, allow me to give you a quick overview. It's a package manager that can run on your operating system, and from experience and from what I've seen, it's primarily used for macOS, but it can also be used for Linux as well as for Windows via a Linux subsystem. And the installation part of these videos will explain that in more detail. But long story short is that Homebrew is favored when it comes to installing the more sort of technical applications that would exist on an operating system. So it would be used more for IT administrators or developers to install the likes of database systems or command line interface tools and the like. You wouldn't necessarily use it to install Microsoft Word as an example, but you would use it to install MongoDB or Kubernetes command line interface. What makes this tool great is how easy it is not only to install the tool itself, but to install and manage applications through Homebrew. And from experience at Agilit-e as well, it's one thing to install an application, especially an advanced application that usually gets managed via command line. It's another thing to upgrade or maintain that application later on once you've installed it. Usually it's not as easy as the installation itself. Homebrew rectifies a lot of these processes by easily managing the application once it's been installed. So let's get started. So here I have my macOS operating system running inside a virtual machine, and I have opened up Safari, and I'm pointing to a browser to a URL called brew.sh, and that will open up Homebrew's default page. And this is where we are going to be able to install the Homebrew itself. So in order to do this on macOS, just copy this line of code from their website and open up Terminal and paste. So what this will do is it will install Homebrew itself, and it will require your root password in order to finalize the installation. Now this does take a little while to run, so I'm going to pause the video right here, but there's pretty much nothing else to do until it's completed. Okay, welcome back. So the installation is completed, and depending on your internet speed, it should have taken anywhere between maybe 1 to 2 minutes to install Homebrew and to have it finalized to the point where it is right now. So from here, it's pretty much easy to install any sub applications or any applications that you would like. And what applications could we install? So if you go to Homebrew's website again, you can either use the search over here on their main page, or you could scroll down a little bit, open up this link, which will take you to the formula page of Homebrew, where they give you an entire listing of what can be installed using the Homebrew tool. And if I do a couple of searches over here, you'll see there's MongoDB. If I do a search for Kubernetes, you'll see that there's the Kubernetes CLI. There's also Helm. At Agilit-e, we use Homebrew to install both these environments. If you work with Azure Cloud, there's the Azure CLI and a couple of other installations. So for Node.js developers, you've even got Node Version Manager, which is very powerful, and it would definitely be preferred to install something like Node Version Manager via this tool, which will easily maintain and update it, and that means you will never have to worry about how to run your Node environments moving forward. So that's it for this video. I trust you agree that Homebrew is easy enough to install. And some food for thought is that depending on if you're an IT developer or an administrator, whenever you need to install certain packages or command line interfaces or applications on your development environment, maybe consider using Homebrew first before installing them directly, as Homebrew does maintain and manage the environment for you much better versus you having to do it yourself for each of these applications. So until next time, cheers for now.